Greetings, everybody. In this video, I'm going to talk about the 37th episode of the Terra Nullius Cyprus podcast, in which host Costas Constanti interviews Effie and Costas Athanassiou, who developed the first app to learn Cypriot Greek. In this video, I will review the podcast, summarize the podcast, review the app, and talk about my own experiences using it. So let's get to it. The podcast talks about how Effie learned standard Greek in school, but she heard a different dialect, namely Cypriot Greek or Kypriaka, at home, and was embarrassed that she could not understand what people were saying. She tried Duolingo, but ultimately found that the only place to find any Cypriot Greek content was through various influencers to whom she is grateful. She decided to do something about it. She comes from a background in advertising, and she learned that you start with a blank slate. Her husband Costas provided the practical support, and they reached out to linguists. They mentioned that the app exists to be able to teach Cypriot Greek for its users, and that migrants use the app. They mentioned 25% of Cyprus being foreign, and that goes up to 42% if you include repatriated Cypriots. They mentioned Cypriots themselves use the app to help with their own skills and to help write, including sounds that exist in Kypriaka but not in standard Greek. To note, Kypriaka is traditionally an orally based dialect, and Kypriaka, the dialect in Cyprus, is different from standard Greek, which is still official in Cyprus. They also mentioned reaching out to linguists from Cypriot universities and are seeking to reduce the stigma the dialect faces. They mentioned that they are working on improving the app, adding new features, audio and video, advanced levels, more guidance in it, and they mentioned that it has been downloaded by people in Cyprus, the United Kingdom, the United States, Australia, and other places. And they mentioned that Effie won an award with thousands of votes from the Cyprus Dialogue Association. I have used the app myself. To use the app, you download it from your favorite platform, iTunes, from the Apple Store, Google Play, so forth. You pick a category, either beginner or intermediate, and then a phrase or word will appear in Kypriaka. You could hit an icon to hear how it sounds. You could play it slowly, and then you say it. And then it'll tell you if you got it right or not. If you got it right, a new phrase or word will appear. If not, you will repeat until you get it. I personally like the app and found it very useful. I often use it at my job. Yes, I have a day job, and during my break I will often work on it. I like the idea of one of the managers coming into the break room as I'm working on the app and chalking up my using the app to another strange thing that employees do in the break room. I do wish that the app had a way that you could skip phrases and words that you struggle with or gave you greater assistance in using them, but otherwise the app is excellent and very useful for learning Cypriot Greek. And so it will be very satisfying as I find it satisfying and useful. And the reason I am interested in Kypriaka is, as I mentioned in previous videos, I spent 9 months in Cyprus on a Fulbright ETI. I am learning standard Greek as well, because a lot of newspapers and other media are in Standard Greek, but I also want to be able to learn Cypriot dialect to be able to better connect with local people and read writings that are actually in Kypriaka. And Effie also mentions influencers that helped with learning Cypriot Greek. The one account I must give a shout out to is My Cypriot Binder on Instagram. That was one of the first accounts I followed. And through following that account, I found a bunch of other accounts related to Cyprus, and I think that by following all these accounts, I was able to better integrate when I got to Cyprus and just blend in with the local people more. So, if you are interested in the app, please, I have the link in the description. I also have a link to the podcast. Thank you for listening. Please like and subscribe, and if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Thank you for listening.